As I try to tell my story on the 14th of August 2022, almost didn't get to see any closer to the third anniversary of Hurricane Doreen. And the real injuries you can't see because I keep my body covered. But all over my body is purple. I never seen a color purple on my body before in my life, but all of my body is purple. And my chest cavity, I thought I must punch a rib. And you know, if your rib is broken, it could plug or punch your lungs, and there goes you. So I was very concerned about that. And my doctor told me, say, try not to sneeze, because if you sneeze, it's gonna be like somebody shot you in your stomach, because your whole chest is all torn up and your ribs are all bruised to the point that they almost broke. And boy, what I did. The first thing I did when I came home, I sneezed for the first time in a long time. I don't sneeze. I ain't got the sneezes. But buddy, my whole body caught on fire. It's like my chest was ripping apart from the injuries. And he said something that I shouldn't have been doing videos everywhere today. But I have that passion for telling my story because I recognize that this week would have been my funeral. So I have to tell the story of the crooks and the cronies and understand that can't tell it, that won't tell it. We are officially in trouble in Abaco because of leadership. I saw Jomo Archer did something right out my playbook. What Jomo doing, I've been doing that for 35 years. He's a rookie in this. But he went out after he was elected and checked all the older people in Centerville and carried them a fruit basket. That was saying a lot because the older people, the younger people forget and think they're useless. They are the people that are the strength of the community. They are the brains. These are the people I like to communicate with. And when I see people like Pat Roberts, 93 years old, and Pat Roberts haven't got any help yet. He's a stalwart counselor. And I look at my friend, my taxi driver, Geneva Major Albee on the hill there. My soul bleed for her. My mother passed after the hurricane, but I adopted all single mothers like Geneva as if they are my mother. And anything I can do for them while I have breath, I shall do. I'm not going to be like the chairman just passing you by and just got the role as chairman and chief counselor, but at the end of the 3 years, who have you helped? You use the position to empower yourself. The position is to empower and to help others. That ain't happening to understand yet. We got Mr. James Williams, my favorite man. He's 92 years old. He almost witnessed my death. I came and see him after the accident. The accident happened right on James Williams' step. The other car was in James Williams' door. And when he heard the pop and he came out, he told me, and he saw my vehicle and he heard all the carrying on, but he couldn't see his car. He had to go back and get a glass of water to catch himself. And he still couldn't see me because I couldn't move. 2 EMS guys took me like a baby out the car. Every breath that I breathed got knocked out of me. I had to find a way to re-breathe. That's the power of a punch in your gut. And I still feel that. And I thank God for life. Because I was in a daze. I was like, what happened? 50 years of driving, never, ever an accident, nor less a head-on collision, no less, in the district of my birth. Two of us on the street at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. What would my story be? What would they say? Well, this is how it would be. The church would be full. On the left would be them crooks from the Dunderstan Town Committee, acting as if they care. Boy, that sucker, he gone. We ain't got to worry about him no more, exposing us. Then you'll have some good people. Most of them would be white people on the right, saying that Abaco is missing a good son, somebody that dared to speak the truth, even in the face of being locked up and gun put in my mouth, in my face, by the very people that's supposed to protect and to serve my civil liberty, my constitutional right. The police and defense force has done more harm to Kai Mills in 3 years than Hurricane Dorian have ever done. Because Hurricane Dorian lasted officially 2 days. But the corruption and the abuse of my constitutional right, of the freedom to speak, the freedom of movement, has been breached and abused by the very same people that swore an oath to protect Kai Mills' constitutional right. They're the ones that was infringing brazenly illegal arrest, illegal charges, illegal movement, kidnapping. Every time you move somebody from a place as a police officer or any officer, and you don't tell them right then why they're being arrested, that is kidnapping. You cannot move me. The Constitution says you have to inform me of why I am being arrested. You imagine 6 sergeants and inspectors arresting Kai Mills, and neither one of them could tell me why I'm arrested. I'm in jail for 2 days. Then they tell me, go home and shut up. You have already breached my constitutional right. You had no rights to arrest me. You didn't charge me. You kidnapped me. And that happened all through the F&M Minister administration. That is why I come to camera. I was officially quiet, but the dead has risen. And I will preach my sermon until I cannot preach it anymore. I almost didn't preach it, but I could preach and I could say, as Kai sees it, because I have that constitutional right to speak of the corruption that I see every day, and especially a one-lane town. You can see the corruption every day. Go up there with Bahama Hot Mix. Everything that they're doing there, it's a corruption that caused the blockage in Front Street, Dunderstan. That black life doesn't matter. They only put that there for the white millionaires and the billionaires. They didn't, and they still don't give a hell about the black men and women that are parked behind the building, and when they come there, their 4 tires are gone, their battery is gone, whatever they need is gone, a starter. These guys are just like minutes in the F&M, have not a heart nor a soul for hard-working women that are slaving, underpaid at Baker's Bay. But Kai, understand your flight. That is why Kai is speaking. It is wrong not to have black people parking in a proper, secured, lidded area coming from the wealthiest place in the Bahamas, Baker's Bay. I'm pretty sure the membership would not agree with what the management of Baker's Bay is allowing the workers to endure for 3 years after Hurricane Dorian. They still have to park in unlit, unsecured places, losing their paycheck every time they lose 4 tires, and management say, suck it up, deal with it. The human resource person supposed to already speak to this. Dr. Livingston Marshall supposed to already speak to this. Kirk Cornish supposed to already know this. Dundas, Murphy, and Central Pine is by far his biggest district. John Pinder, that's right on the edge of Bakers Bay Depot, ought to already spoke to them about the inhumane treatment of the workers of Bakers Bay, to a point that black lives doesn't matter. Black lives only matter on election day. After that, it's about the party. But it's time that somebody speak for the workers in this country, especially the workers in Bakers Bay that are being underpaid and overworked and put in a condition that the women could be raped, robbed. Anything could happen to them at night because they're not in a securely lit area. It's one of these care passionate videos, because I'm alive. My neck is hurting, my chest is hurting, but my mind is sharp because I love people, and Kai still cares. Somebody got to speak for these workers, because Black Lives Matter in the Bahamas. And we're not going to talk it, we got to show it, because Kai cares.